My name is Christian. I'm a counselor, and this is how I manage my mental health as a therapist. So, this is important to me because I'm really honored to hold the space I do as a therapist. Being able to show up for my clients and to witness and support their journeys, their creations, their exploration into harder parts of themselves, their growth is is so important to me and is so humbling to me to be a part of someone's story in this way. So I try my best to make sure that I am able to show up as my best self. And this is what I do to make that happen. Being able to show up as my best self for my clients means that I come into each session with the capacity to hold space, to manage my own emotions, to feel prepared and supported so that I can support others. I'm pouring into myself so that I have something to pour into my clients. Okay? The first way I manage my mental health as a therapist is to be honest with myself. Honesty about what my emotional state is, what my level of activation is, what my needs are, is to me the first step in managing my mental health. So I consistently check in with myself to see how I'm doing. Sometimes that looks like having a quiet moment to myself, that looks like doing a scan of my body, that may look like honoring and listening to my physical sensations. So if I am hungry and I am busy, I don't indefinitely ignore the hunger because whatever I'm doing is in my mind more important. I give I give weight and real consideration to what my body is telling me and what my emotions are telling me. I try really hard to take myself seriously and not just my thinking self, but my feeling self, my physical self, because like I share with my clients, those parts of ourselves have a and should have a voice. They're what they have to say and what they are expressing to us is important and needs to be listened to. So I try really hard to do that and to check in with myself. In that same vein, I try to be honest with myself about when I am overwhelmed because I'm human. Life, life's for me too. Life is lifing a lot. So uh, when I recognize, I'm sorry, not when, I try to recognize what my particular signs of overwhelm are. So for me, when I am overwhelmed, I tend not to eat. I find myself overthinking a lot, and my routine is slipping. I'm not doing the things that I know make me feel prepared and ready to show up in my life, show up for my clients, show up for my family, show up for my friends, show up for myself. So, first things, I try to be as honest with myself as possible so that I can realistically respond to my needs. The next thing I do to manage my health as a mental, what am I saying? The next thing I do to manage my mental health as a therapist is I make it a point to do what brings me joy. For me, filling my cup, pouring into myself is doing things that light me up, doing things that bring me joy, that make me laugh, that excite me. so that I almost try to create like a buffer for myself, for because getting hard, not hard, but having a traumatic, challenging, sad, hearing so many stories of the particularly hard parts of life, it affects you. It weighs on you, and I want to be able to show up for my clients in a way that I can show up authentically, empathetically, um, and hold space for those moments in their lives, but not. But I'm constantly trying to pour into myself so that I don't become burned out. I don't become overwhelmed by these stories, these narratives that my clients are sharing with me. So, to do that, to create balance in my life, I am hearing a lot of challenging stories. Therefore, I need to make it a point to have a lot of joy in my life. So, for me, that looks like roller skating, yoga, going on walks with my son, date nights with my husband, spending time with my friends, going shopping with my mom. Um, Finally, the last tip I have for managing my health as a therapist is thinking of my future self and trying to prep my world to give future me a better chance. So for me, this includes meditating, having consistent routines in my life, and eating well. A large part of maintaining emotional and mental wellness for me is feeling prepared for my days ahead, feeling prepared and well resourced. So, in order to do that, I try to think of different ways that I can give gifts, give space, uh, create systems that support future me. So, future me might be the me of tomorrow. And for her, I do the dishes. It might be the me of 2 weeks from now. And for her, I try to eat healthy and make sure my body is feeling good. Or it might be the me of a year from now. And for her, I try to meditate and practice choosing what to pay attention to and tapping into the life that I want to see for myself. So I think a lot about and I care a lot for future me. And as I do that, it allows space for me to care for present present me because there's things off my plate that past me took care of. If you are a therapist, how do you manage your mental and emotional wellness? And if you're not, were these tips helpful? How do you take care of you? Let me know down in the comments, and please like and subscribe to this page because I would love to create a community of nourishment. I would love to create a community of mental and emotional nourishment with you. Until next time, bye.